Bill Gates is bankrolling overseas trips for Australian politicians. All right, now this is also very disturbing. Now, let me start off by telling you how this came about my desk. Last week, I reported on the Maribyrnong City Council and a decision that was reached to heritage list 900 homes in that local region. And that decision has reportedly resulted in the loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars off the market value of an array of local properties. Now, the person you see in the photograph right there on my screen, that is the mayor of the Maribyrnong City Council. Her name is Sarah Carter. I actually sent her an email last week inquiring and asking questions about the decision to heritage list those very dilapidated homes. I did not receive a response, and I'm actually revisiting the Maribyrnong Council now because one of my great supporters sent some information to me in relation to a statement that the mayor of the Maribyrnong City Council made on her Instagram. This is in her bio. So the mayor of the Maribyrnong City Council, also the manager of the Australian Regional Leadership Initiative at Save the Children Australia, funded by the Gates Foundation. So I said, all right, well, this is pretty interesting. You've got my attention now. I'd like to do a bit of digging and find out about this organization that is receiving funding from Bill Gates and supposedly creating platforms for these Australian politicians. All right, so what we see, a post from the Maribyrnong mayor from Kenya. That's right. So leading a delegation of Australian politicians, including, looks like Michael McCormack, Louise Pratt, Graham Perrott, Senator Claire Chandler, Matt Byrne, Tanya Lawrence, and James Stevens to East Africa to talk about and understand the impact of climate change on food security. Alrighty, so we see the Australian Regional Leadership Initiative that Sarah here has stated in her bio is funded by the Gates Foundation. So we wonder, what is the purpose and what does Gates seek to achieve by bankrolling the overseas trips of these Australian politicians at both a local, state and federal level? We see another post right here from the mayor, seemingly very happy, taking a photograph and stating that she visited the maternity ward of a local public hospital and attended a group vaccination of newborns ranging in age from age 6 weeks to 9 months. All right, so there's a few questions that we need to be asking here. We know that, of course, Bill Gates has a vested interest in the vaccine industry, both development and distribution. So do you think that it's fair, reasonable, and within expectations of the community that we have politicians all the way down to a local government council level being bankrolled by Bill Gates, flown around the world? They're learning about things such as climate change and vaccine rollouts, and then coming back to Australia. Now, could there be a possibility that there is some type of expectation that after they receive this type of financial treatment, that these politicians will come back to Australia and seek to implement policy that is in line of the notions and narratives of the trip of which they embarked on, bankrolled by Bill Gates? We know for sure that policy is now crafted at an international level. So considering that Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation is a global entity, I think it would be only fair and reasonable that any politician accepting funding from Gates to travel overseas should register as a foreign agent with our federal foreign influence registry. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Because here in Australia, I think that we can all agree that we expect our local councillors to pick up our rubbish, take care of our roads, look after our parks, keep an eye on the local library. We certainly don't expect them to be travelling around the world funded by billionaires only so they can come back to Australia to potentially, or I would say more than likely, implement policy that's in line with the narrative of their journey. What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Put your thoughts in the comments. So I thought I would take a bit more of a further look into this particular organization. The name of it is Save the Children. So on the outset, it looks like a pretty normal organization, not for profit. They want to save the children and do a whole lot of good things for humanity. building a better world for children. All right, it all sounds very good. Now, I took a bit of a look through the website, and I can most definitely see that this website provides a very broad platform for writing about and producing articles in relation to the COVID-19 vaccine. So lots and lots of pages via this website promoting the vaccine, urging governments to spend more money on vaccines. Could this be a conflict of interest with, say, the commercial and corporate agenda of Bill Gates? Could it be? I don't know. What do I know? I'm just some guy sitting in front of a green screen. I'm asking you at home. So we see articles even such as how to talk to kids about vaccines, conflict threatens global security as children miss out on life-saving vaccines. So if Bill Gates is funding this organization and he has a financial interest in that sort of sector, how's that not a conflict of interest? Why are there some rules for certain people and completely different rules for other? That's a question that I have for you at home. So I guess my conclusion of this, ladies and gentlemen, is that we need to call this out. Okay, we need to be holding our politicians to account. Australian politicians, both local, state and federal, should not be getting bankrolled by global billionaires to travel around the world, whereby we know they could be influenced to act in ways that are serving potentially the interests of corporate shareholders and not serving the interests of we, the Australian people. Thank you for watching. To make sure you never miss an episode, sign up at mcjreport.com. Catch you on the next one.